What's good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal, 516 live in the mix, and this is the Switch Flames podcast. So Kevin Durant is on the clock. Now, when I do these little episodes and I say such and such person's on the clock, I'm usually just giving you guys a reason why I'm putting them on the clock, a reason why we're watching them, a reason why the pressure's on for them in the current season. So it can be players, it can be coaches, it could be the actual team. So whenever you see I put in the title on the clock and have a whatever person in front, that's basically what this is all about. So we're going to break this down why I feel like Kevin Durant is on the clock this season. But before we do that, be sure to check out our website at www.switchflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at SwitchFlames. Definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube page at Switch Flames Podcast. If you feel so inclined to donate to the podcast, you can hit us up on the Cash App, $KingCal516. Now that we got that out the way, Kevin Durant is on the clock. So the reason why I feel like Kevin Durant is on the clock this season is because there's one thing kind of in his career that's kind of looked on him and he hasn't really accomplished. Can Kevin Durant win a championship with his own team? You see, the knock on Kevin Durant was when he played for Oklahoma City, he lost to the Warriors in Game 7, and then he goes and joins that team the season after. And yes, he does phenomenal. He wins 2 final MVPs back to back. And he became, you know what I'm saying? We know for a fact Kevin Durant was the best player on that team. We know that for a fact. But it just seems to be the overall consensus from the media and a lot of other places, a lot of other outlets, that people don't look at that championship the same. I should say those 2 championships the same. Now, here's my opinion about a championship. You know what I mean? I have a totally different view. My view on championships are basically this. A championship is a championship. I understand some people don't like stacking the deck. I get all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like every single season, people try to discredit the person winning. You know what I mean? Last year, Giannis Antetokounmpo won. And to me, okay, that's cool. He got the job done. But then it's like everybody's trying to discredit Giannis. Oh, well, all these injuries, of all these key players. So, you know what I mean? It's every single year, for some reason, people find a way to hate on whoever wins and to discredit the championship. I do not understand this. I can understand people just being salty, angry, and mad that their guy or their team didn't win. But my opinion is strictly, when somebody wins, they win. They got the job done. Tip my hat to them. It's all good. Whether it's my guy, my team, or not. So the year Kawhi won it with the Raptors, I understand KD got hurt. I understand Klay Thompson got hurt. But it is what it is. Survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. You understand what I'm saying? So, there is a knock on Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is phenomenal. I think he's one of the best shows to watch in the NBA. When that guy is in his bag, when that guy is on point, when he's feeling it, he is phenomenal to watch. We all know that. But the truth is, on that Golden State Warriors team, Kevin Durant wasn't the leader, per se. You know what I mean? He was the best player on the team, but it wasn't his team. You know what I mean? And so, can Kevin Durant pull it out this season? Especially if Kyrie Irving does not play. As of right now, we know this whole thing with the jab. We're not going to get into all that. But especially without Kyrie Irving, can Kevin Durant pull it off? Well, if you look at the last playoffs, when Kyrie Irving went down, the Nets ended up losing in the second round. But they nearly pulled it off. We all know about that shot by Kevin Durant. His foot was on the line. If he was able to get that foot behind the line, it would have been the Brooklyn Nets moving on. Probably going further along to win the NBA championship. But we don't deal with ifs, ands, or maybes. We deal with what is and what happens. And so that didn't happen. So is Kevin Durant going to be able to pull it off the season. Listen, let's not forget Kevin Durant still has a running mate, an MVP caliber running mate on his side with the likes of James Harden. Let's not forget that even though Kyrie Irving is not playing, that Kyrie Irving backup is Patty Mills. That's one hell of a backup. This Brooklyn Nets team is very deep, and this Brooklyn Nets team is going to win a lot of games. Let's make no mistake about it. But when it comes to playoff time, when the defense is tightened up, when teams are now taking the things that you do best away from you, and the best of the best are clashing, can Kevin Durant pull it off and do it? My answer is, I believe he can. Now, has he done it with his own team yet? No. But this squad, even without Kyrie Irving, is still stacked. Now, with Kyrie Irving, it makes it even that much more difficult to beat them, right? They're a little bit more beatable without Kyrie Irving. But this team is stacked. You got to think about it. You got one of the best three-point shooters in the league, Joe Harris. Like I said, backing up Kyrie Irving, you got Patty Mills. Patty Mills, same guy that, led his team, Australia, this past Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Patty Mills is a great role player. He's an elite role player in the NBA. You got Blake Griffin and Paul Millsap, some veteran bigs in there to also eat up some of those minutes. You got a young stud who I really like in Claxton. I really like Claxton. I think Claxton should be getting a lot more playing time this season. I really like that guy. He's a glue guy. He's a guy that gets all the dirty work done. He's a rim protector. He's a defensive monster. He's a great up-and-coming young center, in my opinion. This team is loaded from top to bottom. There's no question. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So they got a lot of great veteran role players. You got LaMarcus Aldridge, who's coming back as well. So you got a great role players. You got a variety of veterans. And you got some youngsters coming up. This team is fully loaded. So does he have a squad that could win it? Absolutely. This squad is good enough right now as constructed, even without Kyrie Irving, to win a championship. So KD's on the clock. We're going to see what you can do with it, KD. I know you're great. The majority of the world knows you're great. But can KD get the job done? The NBA regular season tips off tonight, you guys. It's the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks at 7:30 p.m. on TNT. Following that, it'll be none other than the Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. NBA season starts tonight. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys tune in. Let me know what you think about this whole KD situation. Hit me up in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification so you can continue getting the latest from the Switch Flame podcast. It's your boy King Cal 516 live in the mix, signing off, y'all. Peace.